Yo guys, what is up? Max in our Elden Ring video, and today we're going over the top 5 magic weapons in Elden Ring. Now these weapons I picked because they scale very well with the intelligence stat, and their Ashes of War are genuinely good. There's a lot of intelligence weapons that have good scaling with the intelligence stat, but their Ashes of War are just not very good or not very useful. So I hope you guys enjoy the list. As per request, I will be keeping the locations to the end of the video, so if you want to just see the weapons, you can without seeing any spoilers, and then at the end of the video I'll have all the locations. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. With that, guys, let's get right into it. Just a quick refresher course before we get into the video. Intelligence scaling, if you did not know, is dictated by the letter that is denoted next to the intelligence attribute scaling stat. Now, when you look at for example, our Moonveil Katana, it's going to have intelligence B scaling. And when we go to our magic stat, this 200 number is the base damage of the katana based off of our +9 rank. I've upgraded this thing 9 times, giving it 200 magic damage. This plus 186 is the damage that it is getting from my intelligence stat. That is the intelligence attribute scaling, and the better scaling, the more percentage increase of my intelligence stat that the weapon will take on as bonus damage. So weapons with better scaling off of your main stat will typically deal more damage. Coming in our number 5 spot, and this one's a little bit weird, just hear me out, is the Uchigatana. Now, you could use any weapon that doesn't already come with an Ash of War for this purpose. I'm going to recommend you the Uchigatana, one, because it gets up to B intelligence scaling. It's very quick. It comes with passive blood loss buildup, which is amazing. And the main reason I recommend the Uchigatana, or any unique weapon, is because Ashes of War are so strong in this game. And as a mage, there's 2 Ashes of War that you simply do not want to miss out on. The first one is Hoarfrost Stomp. This is one of the strongest Ashes of War in the entire game. It'll inflict cold on enemies. Enemies that are afflicted by cold will take more damage from all sources, and the AoE and damage on this is crazy. You can melt bosses with it, as well as it being spammable. Having this and being able to put it on any weapon for this low FP cost is crazy. It's absolutely insane, and I would feel bad if I didn't recommend this to you. The other Ash of War that you absolutely must have if you're playing a mage character is the Knight's Resolve. Now, Royal Knight's Resolve, once again, you can set this to magic scaling. If you get a whetstone that allows you to set it to magic scaling, when you do this, you're gonna hold up your sword like this. You're gonna do this little thing. Now your next attack does 80% increased damage, but it doesn't reset if you're using sorceries. So, for example, if I did this Knight's Resolve and then I hit with my katana, it would then be gone. I'd have to do it again. Then I get 80% on my next katana attack, but it doesn't count spell impact. So you can just keep casting spells with 80% increased damage, and it's absurd. I will have my full mage build out hopefully tomorrow that just deletes things, but this is something I use, and it's crazy, and you guys should know about it. So that's our number 5 spot. Off to a really good list so far, right? Coming in at our number 4 spot was actually an incredibly hard decision. There's a lot of cool intelligence weapons that do these gravity slams. I don't find that Ash of War super helpful. There's a lot of cool crystal swords, lazuli, glintstone swords that are cool. They get good magic scaling. In fact, great magic scaling, but their Ashes of War are just kind of very mediocre that you wouldn't really ever use. And so what I picked at the number 4 spot is weapons with the Loretta's Slash or Loretta's War Sickle. Now, this is an Ash of War you can put on any weapon, or you can just get the Loretta's War Sickle. And if you've seen my Faith videos, you know I'm a huge fan of this Ash of War. This is a magic version of the Winged Scythe attack. One of the, in my opinion, best Ash of Wars in the game. It's a great distance closer. It's really good at staggering enemies. Its first hit oftentimes will break enemies' defense, and then making the second hit a guaranteed slash. And the poise break on it means that you can keep doing it on enemies over and over and over again. Now, for this video, I will be showing off Loretta's War Sickle, but you can actually get the Ash of War and put it on any sickle. So, for example, if you wanted to use this with the Knight Rider's Glaive, which is a very good halberd, you could then go and put this Ash of War on it. And now we've got a magic Knight Rider's Glaive that, while having a high strength requirement, will actually get up to B magic scaling, which is incredible, and it's a really, really powerful tool to have. Coming in at our number 3 spot is the Dark Moon Greatsword. Now, I freaking love this thing. One, because it's a legend of other Souls games. Two, it's a greatsword with a very low strength requirement. In fact, you need 38 intelligence to use this, which is probably the highest requirement of any of the weapons on this list. But being able to use a greatsword with low strength is awesome, and this thing is so cool. It's going to cause frost buildup, which, as I said earlier, frost is amazing in this game. If you frost enemies, they'll glow blue, and then they're going to take more damage. But when you use this weapon's Ash of War, you're going to imbue it with that frost magic Dark Moon Greatsword energy, and then when you use your R2, you get these awesome big, not only slashes, but sends outs of these AoE projectiles, which are super nice. And the moveset is like a pretty typical greatsword, but the imbued R2 is really, really nice. And the reason this weapon's on this list as well is just like probably being one of my favorite weapons in the entire game, and that is our number 3 spot. Coming in at our number 2 spot is the Moonveil Katana. Now, this thing is an absolute beast. It's going to get really good intelligence scaling at B, intelligence scaling at only a +9. It's got dexterity scaling as well if you want to pump points into dexterity as well. It causes blood loss buildup, which is crazy strong, but the reason this weapon is at the number 2 spot is because of its Ash of War. It has 2 options. When you hit your L2 button, you're going to sheath the katana. You then have a R2 uppercut, or down slash, that has a little bit more range than the R1, does a ton of damage, and then the R1 slash, which is a horizontal slash that is going to do a ton of damage. Now, the reason this weapon's Ash of War is so good is because it's so fast. Like, a lot of the spells, a lot of the actions as a mage take a while to do. You have to be careful with your openings and when you're casting things. Not really with the Moonveil Katana. You can get these attacks off unbelievably fast. They hit really hard, and you can catch enemies, NPCs, invaders, actual invaders, just by surprise, by how fast and how far these projectiles travel. It is a, in my opinion, must-have for any magic user, and it is our number 2 spot. And our number 1 slot is none other than the Sword of Night and Flame. What the heck is this weapon? The Sword of Night and Flame is a very, very, very unique sword. Not only does it do decent damage with just its normal swings, which is not what you're using this thing for, it has an unbelievably unique Ash of War combo where you can use the L2 and R2 combos, or left trigger, right trigger, one to do a fire sweep, which does all right damage. It's pretty good. I think that I've heard a rumor that that part scales off of faith, and this one I'm about to shoot scales off of intelligence. This is what I use this weapon for. It is the Comet Azure spell in short form, basically. You can do it very quickly, but the reason that this is so strong is because this actually, for the most part, out damages Comet Azure. Now, Comet Azure, you can fire for a, like, 20 seconds, so obviously for just straight up boss melts, that's incredible. But the reason the Sword of Night and Flame is so good is because of this Ash of War. This will do a ton of damage. It'll one-shot most enemies in the game for you, even like larger, more difficult ones, and it can be boosted by a ton of talismans because it's a skill. For example, I'm using the Shard of Alexander, which is going to greatly boost the attack power of skills. There's so many ways to boost the damage of Ashes of War that this is just kind of a must-have. It's low FP cost. It does ridiculous damage, and the animation isn't even that long. Like, it's not like you're like really gotta like position yourself super well to use it. It's just kind of silly, and it is our number 1 spot. All right, now let's get into locations. So for the Knight's Resolve Ash of War, you're going to want to go to the Temple of Igle. From there, you're going to take a left, use this elevator. By the way, I don't have my own footage of myself getting these because I wasn't recording. So I am using footage from 100% Guides. I'll leave their channel in the description. They've got pretty much just no frill, just guides on how to get items. And they're super useful. So I'm using their footage, and shout out to them. Their channel will be in the description. But you're basically going to follow along this path, jumping down all these crates. Just keep going. You can avoid all the enemies here. They're actually not too difficult, but they will catch you by surprise. And at the end of that room is the Royal Knight's Resolve. The Glintstone Webblade to apply magic and cold affinity scaling to your weapons can be found in the Ray Lucaria Academy. Go to the debate parlor. Just go straight, take this right here, and you'll find it on this body. Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War can be found in this little lake right outside the Caria Manor, and if you beat the boss of the Caria Manor, you will get Loretta's Slash Ash of War. The Uchi Katana can be found in the Death-Touched Catacombs. There's a little hidden pathway that you go, and you'll find it just on a ledge. Loretta's War Sickle can be found by going to the Consecrated Snowfield. Now, in order to get here in the first place, you need to get this 2/2 of the secret medallion to access the secret lift. It's a lot to explain in just this video, so I will have a link in the description if you're wondering how to get to the Consecrated Snowfield. But once you do get to the Consecrated Snowfield and you activate the secret lift, you're going to want to go all the way across it and get to Ordina, the liturgical town. Here, there's a puzzle to light all of the kind of statues around town, which will open up a teleporter. That teleporter will bring you to Haligtree, which is a secret area. You're going to want to go to Michaela's Haligtree, and then you're going to fight a boss here who's going to drop you Loretta's War Sickle. Definitely more of a weapon you'll get way later on in the game. To get the Moonveil Katana, you're going to want to come to Caelid and go into the Gale Tunnel. You get the Moonveil Katana from beating the boss in the Gale Tunnel. The Darkmoon Greatsword is the reward you get at the end of Ranni's questline. And now this questline has a ton of steps, and I don't have footage of myself going through it, so I will have a video in the description if you're interested in the steps to go through it. But you're going to want to initiate the quest at Ranni's Rise, and then just follow along what she tells you. You're going to end up going through a ton of different areas, ton of different secret cities, and at the end you get rewarded with the Great Moon Darksword. Darkmoon Greatsword, actually. And lastly, the Sword of the Night and Flame. You're going to want to make your way to Caria Manor. Here, it's just a big run. You're going to want to go up the hill, keep going all the way, run past all the scary hands until you get to this little, like, castle area, or this manor, I guess, Caria Manor. Now run across the bridge, take a left, take a right onto the next bridge, and then you're going to start looking for a place to jump down. Jump down to this next area, then jump down and then through the hole, and you'll find a chest at the end of the ladder, which will reward you with the Sword and the Night and Flame. Guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. There are a few weapons that get good intelligence scaling, such as like the Bastard Stars, that I just don't think the Ash of War is very good on, because I find it missing a lot, that I didn't include on this list. So if there's anything that I didn't include on this list that you genuinely think should be on it, please let me know down below in the comments. I will catch y'all in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.